And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Klaus John 12, who asked the question, who would in a fight? Alucard from Helsing and Bridge, Helsing Ultimate, Helsing, versus Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil series. This is kind of interesting. One's a super soldier, the other is Dracula. I'll talk about Wesker first. I've done Alucard here so many times. He's an elder statesman. Him, Pennywise, Jason Voorhees, and I'm sure I could think of maybe another character off the top of my head, but Goku, though that's your elder statesman table right now of characters I've talked about. Albert Wesker essentially is, and I don't play Resident Evil, but I did have to look up his bio, and I'll see if I can commit what I committed to memory here. He essentially was not an experiment. He was given the opportunity to try a new type of virus. I believe it's called the Proteus? Not Proteus. Okay, hold on. Albert Wesker. 1 second. Wesker here. Wesker. Okay. The violent blood. Alright. Wesker, main antagonist. He was given. He doesn't have the is it the T virus? Basically to create the zombies and stuff like that. He was given a different variation, which was, what was it called? Personality, power. I can't remember. Oh wait, hold on. Dormant gene. He was the sole survivor of a project called Project W, a eugenics project. What was the he was given the prototype virus. I can't remember what it was called. I just looked it up earlier. But, yes, anyway, he is the sole survivor of a project, which essentially made him a super soldier. He already had really great genes to begin with. But he acts as a main bad guy, an enforcer, throughout the entire series. He is, at his peak, he is superhuman strength enough to go toe-to-toe with the super tyrants capable of killing a BOW with one strike, generating shockwaves of punches, lifting large missiles with one hand, and throwing at great distances, overwhelming the likes of Chris Redfield, whose strength already exceeded beyond human levels, capable of lifting steel girders off his body with ease. His speed has got to the point where he literally moved at hypersonic levels, being able to do so fast that it was easily capable of dodging bullets at point-blank range, performing superhuman dashes and throwing punches at speeds faster than the brain could comprehend, given him the appearance, but not the actual ability, of teleportation. Most impressively, being able to react fast enough to catch an RPG warhead, even though he was caught off guard and was already weakened to that point. He's got durability enough to basically survive all small arms fire without any difficulty whatsoever. Was able to tank an RPG warhead detonating his face and remain mostly unharmed after, with no fatal injuries despite being weakened at that point. Unbothered by third-degree burns by lava. The dude's durability reached massive heights, adding on an impressive healing factor that helped with that. But the healing factor could be taxed. He could go on for days without fighting if he needed to, although he did need to constantly inject himself regularly with PG67A-W serum to keep his virus under control. He's also very arrogant as well. He does, in terms of his arsenal, he has Samurai Edge, which he kept... which is a Beretta 925 custom semi-automatic pistol holstered with him at all times as his firearm of choice. It uses 9-19mm parabellum bullets with ammo capacity of 15 rounds and could be equipped with a sensor or laser aiming module. Prototype virus injected into him granted him inhuman physical abilities. Wesker used the serum to keep the virus under control. Ouroboros, Wesker developed this virus for his plan to purify humanity. He later injected the virus into himself during his final confrontation with Chris Redfield. So his general weapon of choice seems to be the Samurai Edge. He's still a master of hand-to-hand combat, though, and a master marksman as well. Alucard is Vlad Tepes. He was Dracula. Now, in his lore, he was about to be executed, drank blood, and forsook God and became a vampire. Pretty much the first vampire, as far as we know. And because of this, he also made a deal, more or less, with Satan. Well, I don't know if that part's true. They say that in the abridged version, but I don't know if that part's actually true to the canon. Either way, he is Dracula. He is, but walks around normally as Alucard. As such, he is kind of nigh invulnerable. Unlike other vampires, he doesn't have their set weaknesses, including no weakness to silver, garlic, or sunlight. Even if you stab him in the heart, as long as he has souls, he can survive any mortal wound. Like, he's been blown to pieces, blown into more or less nothing, had his body eviscerated, decapitation, all that, and he's come back from it. His body really isn't made up of flesh anymore. It's more made of this ethereal, dark, demonic plasma, this energy of some kind, which is what keeps him regenerating. As I said, his regeneration, just as a vampire, is ridiculous. But if he takes a fatal hit that his regeneration can't keep up with, that's when he supplements one of the souls he's consumed. And as of the fight with London, he had consumed around 2 to 3 million souls, roughly speaking. Now, as of the fight after London, he technically didn't have any souls left because he purged all of them for Schrodinger's and the only one he couldn't is Schrodinger. But, that being said, if Alucard decides to go all out, he can, A, release for state level 1, giving him the black leather-bound form, which increases his strength and output greatly, and allows the Baskerville Hound to come out, an ethereal hellhound that just chews its opponents in the bits. Any soul he kills, he can just absorb into him. Then, if he releases for state level 0, here I am, the bird of Hermes, eating my wings so I may be tame. Or, when hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. And then all the souls he has inside them come out to fight on his behalf. He's his most powerful but most exposed at that point, where he does take back his Dracula form, complete with broadsword, and all the souls can still come and guard him. And still, I believe he can still supplement himself, like the souls, to save himself in combat if he needs to. He's also an expert marksman in his own right. He's been around much longer than Wesker, or over around 500 years, give or take. And he wields the Jackal and the Castle Magel. Now, someone did say the Castle is not the name of the gun. It's a caliber pistol. Yes, but if you look up the name of the damn gun, it is called the Castle. It is literally called that. That's what it is. Like, yeah, that might be the caliber of weapon he's using, but it's called the Castle. Like, I don't... Sometimes, like, when people try to, like, correct me and stuff, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And then I looked it up, I'm like, no, I was right! What the hell are you talking about? Like, it is, like, the caliber of weapon it is what the gun is called. It's called the Castle. Like, it is called that. He didn't name it. It's not like Dante, who named his guns, didn't name them after caliber. Ebony and Ivory. He didn't name that. One is the Jackal, one is called the Castle. And one is named after the caliber of weapon it is. But both of these are exceptionally powerful firearms, with firing bullets that are designed to impede regeneration, really slow down the regeneration, because he literally had the Jackal to counteract Father Anderson's regeneration. And it did. It worked. Like, Father Anderson was also able to regenerate. But for whatever reason, his arm merely being blown off was not something he could regenerate from, whereas Wesker probably could. And so let's get into this. So right out the gate, Alucard's weapons are much more powerful than a standard caliber weapon. As a matter of fact, if a normal human were to fire these weapons, and we've seen demonstrations of this caliber weapon being fired, the kickback would literally, even with 2 hands kickback is enough when it would just boom, hit you in the face. Alucard one-hands these things. And the firearms literally fire explosive rounds, holy weapons usually. Now, yeah, he's not demonic, but it would still hurt to be shot by that regardless. And the Jackals are designed to impede regeneration, or at least slow down a regenerator. Now, unfortunately, Wesker is a much more powerful level regenerator than Anderson, so I don't know if we could really say these would work the same way they do on Anderson. But I do think they would still hurt. They are not small arms caliber weapons. They are high caliber weapons and just small firearms, in large small firearms. But they still are. So if these two are starting to just trade like firearm shots, and they both take each other's hits, Anderson, I think, is going to... Wesker is the one who's going to be feeling it a bit more. So they're going to first start off, probably exchange some dialogue. Oh, not a vampire, I see. Oh, well, that makes things a bit more fun. Come on, let's have some fun now. And, gets blown. It's like, really? Really, 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 really. And obviously Wesker now does, I think, have a speed advantage. Surely he has a strength advantage. Like Alucard, as strong as he is not known for his super strength. And Alucard is fast. He is exceptionally fast. And but there's nothing that says he has hypersonic level speed. So in terms of like physical stats, Anderson actually does have the edge here. And so he's going to start like blitzing Alucard. Ow, 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 ow! You've got to be kidding! You're what they qualifies for for a demon, please. He's like, no, I'm not a demon. A demon? Is that what you think I am? Well, I have news for you. I'm not a demon. Then what exactly are you? Just like holds out like a real fucking vampire. And then obviously the basketball hand would come out, just bite down on this guy. And he starts ragdolling Anderson for a while. Anderson, though, is struggling to get out of it, just forces that release restraint, level 1. And they would clash. In a physical clash, Alucard's still the loser in that, but he's got a lot more going for him at that point. We don't really know what Alucard's physical limit actually is. And so, or how strong he really is. He's much stronger than a normal person. He can one-arm a person, no problem. And we know this form is more physically able than even his base form. The real catch for Alucard in all this is he doesn't really have, except for his sword, which if he like tried to decapitate him or run him straight down, sure, that'd probably kill Wesker. But he doesn't have an immediate way to kill Wesker. Like his attack potency isn't really enough that it would be enough to overwhelm Wesker immediately. Wesker, on the other hand, has the opposite problem. He's got the attack potency to just blow Alucard up with a punch if he wanted to, but Alucard's Hack's regeneration means he's just going to keep coming back. So this is a real battle of attrition, and I think in a battle of attrition, Alucard wins this fight. This is due to the fact that, A, if he decides to release restraint level 0, he now has a weapon on call that can actually really do some damage if he gets it in on Wesker. But beyond that, he still has all those souls, which he can still access. Yeah, his soul is exposed too, but he still has access to all those souls, and they'll fight on his behalf. Wesker only has so much time before he needs to reapply, like, more, more PG67A/W resilient serum before he has to do that. So his endurance is let's actually look at what they say for his stamina here. Superhero and endurance. Rocket exploding his hands only can capacity him for a few minutes. Do I have stamina here? I don't have stamina. Like his healing factor, for example, we know can be tech. Okay. Therefore, it takes a much longer for him to become winded during a battle. But that's not like days worth of endurance. That's maybe hours and hours. Alucard can just as much endurance and stamina in theory as, definitely stamina. Or endurance, not so much, but it's a different type of thing. Endurance and stamina are kind of the same, but they're a little different. Stamina is just how long you can last. Endurance is what you can endure and take. They are related, but they're not the exact same thing. So in terms of stamina, Alucard's going to wear Wesker down. Even if Wesker's hypersonicking through a bunch of these souls, there's over 2 million of those things alone. I think it's 2 to 3 million, roughly speaking. So yeah, Alucard can just hang back and hide in shadow and merge in shadow, which is something else he can do, and just wait out until Wesker eventually just exhausts himself, and then just come in and just boom, 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 stab, whatever, and just take him down. So, and Alucard's not against underhanded sneaky tactics as well. Now, Alucard admittedly does have one hubris factor here, is that he does actually want to die, but he wants to die at the hands of a worthy human who would actually have that ability. So the question is, could he see Wesker? I was going to say Anderson again. He saw Anderson as that, but could he see Wesker as that? He could see him as that, definitely, but he's also going to go all out for it too. He's not going to just let himself be killed. So, yeah, I don't see Wesker being the Anderson in this fight in that case. I just don't see him outlast. Anderson had to get a holy relic, a nail that punctured that pierced Christ, to just match up to Alucard. And even then, Alucard still won that fight. So I don't think Wesker, with just physicality alone, would win the day here. I just don't think it's enough here. He definitely put up a good fight. Alucard would see him as a worthy rival. They would be trading blows for a good long while, but ultimately Wesker would tire long before Alucard does. And so I have to get the fight to Alucard. This is just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? And if so, why or why not? Let me know in the comments below what you'd like else to see. And I'll see you for the next one. I still got 2 other videos to do. So I'm going to go get some dinner first, recharge my batteries, and I'll be back.